years. We've been doing the back to school cuts. Well, we were doing free back to school cuts, and that was a nice movement with the free back to school cuts. Nice for giving back. You know, this time of the year, a lot of us barbers, we give back by doing the free cuts, which is cool. It helps out the community, helps out parents, and it's definitely good for the kids to go back to school, you know, looking good and feeling good about themselves, whether they have, you know, a lot of money to do it or not. But I realized while we were doing it, some of the body language from the kids that were getting out the chair, it was almost like, you know, it was a handout. It was more so like a handout. So it was like an awkwardness after you got your hair cut, because normally, you know, you're supposed to, you know, give some money, you know what I mean? And they didn't have their heads held high after a free cut. I mean, they appreciate it, don't get me wrong, but just for that moment, it was just kind of awkward. So I said, you know what? I don't like the vibe from that. Instead of doing the free cuts, what we're going to do is we're going to do dollar cuts, which is still a way to provide, you know, inexpensive, virtually free haircut. However, the difference is, as opposed to you feeling like you're getting a handout, you're empowered because you're paying for your service. And I mean, in life, that's what it's about. I don't want any of my young guys to ever think that, you know, anything in life is going to be free, because it's not, you know, bottom line. But what I noticed was when they got the dollar cuts, instead of them looking down when they got out the chair, they would pop up proudly, give me their dollar, you know what I mean, smile, shake my hand, and sometimes they would even, you know what I mean, treat their man to a haircut too. You know, like, all right, I got my cut and I got my man right there, you know what I mean? So the whole moral of that was, in life, it's about you working hard, you know, for what you get. And you want things in life to be as simple as that dollar cut, you know? Saving Our Sons is a program that we started because of how the barbershop runs here. And, you know, I pretty much just have different activities here for a lot of my young guys that come in the shop. So I don't know, like PlayStation, different video games, 2K16, Madden 16, just a few different things for them to be able to come in, for the shop to be a safe haven. So they don't even necessarily have to be getting a cut for them to come in and play the game, come in and chill. They might even want to, you know, clean up, do some work. And it's just a way for them to be able to have a place that they can go to for resources, for advice, and support. So we didn't ever have a name on what we were doing. It's just something that was just done. It's something that we did. And a few of my clients would come in and say, yo, this is like a really good vibe, man. Like, this is something that other shops should do. So we said, well, maybe we can just start something up where we can have meetings, meet up with some other barbers, some other shops, and kind of just, you know, put out there the importance or the impact of having a barbershop that's a resource for the community. And that's where Saving Our Sons came from. Basically, set an example for barbershops to be resources in the community. Because you figure we see everybody in the community, we have their attention, you know, they have respect and trust of us, and we can make an impact. Good to go. Next.